viewers. To those of you who don't know me, I'm CookMe25. I just thought I'd give a couple introductions, and so let's start with today's production, my speech on a career, writing. Imagine you're in a library. On the left-hand side, you have a shelf full of books. On the right-hand side, a shelf full of TV shows, movies, and music. Now, imagine there are no writers in the world. You've probably instantly seen all of the books on the left go away. But do you still see the shelf on the right? Writers are important people in society. Without writers, you wouldn't have any books, movies, or songs. Why? Because writers are the base of all of these. They are more important than the characters, actors, and singers themselves. Without writers, there would be no movies or song lyrics. Books? No way, because all of these things need to be written in order for existence. But Cook, you may be saying, TV and movies are things that can be seen. They don't need writers. Yes, but the definition of a writer is someone who can develop content that can be seen, like TV shows or movies, heard, like songs, or read, like books. You may be familiar with famous authors such as James Patterson, Stephanie Meyer, and Richard Castle, but many writers are unknown, such as songwriters and scriptwriters. There are two types of writers: salaried writers and freelance writers. There are several things. You do not need a degree in order to become a writer, but it is useful if you have a bachelor's degree or higher in English, communication, or journalism. Writers need to be able to express their ideas clearly and logically. But with technology becoming larger and larger these days, many writers need to be familiar with electronic publishing, graphics, web design, and multimedia. Have you ever read a paper that's just had horrible spelling, no grammar, and the worst usage? That is why writers need to be good at spelling, grammar, and usage. Writers need to be able to work independently for long periods of time without extensive procrastination. Since writing is a business, you will need to be familiar with with business practices, such as resumes, portfolios, contracts, and invoices. Writers need to be able to handle exhaustion and insecurity. They also must be ready to be everything, such as your own secretary, treasurer, banker, everything. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, in 2008, the median wage for salaried writers was $53,700. For freelance writers, or self-employed writers, their salary is not set in stone and they do not choose their own rate. Many companies pay per piece or per word. A new freelance writer can earn anywhere between $25 and $500. 70% of writers choose to become freelance writers. Freelance writers write for magazines, business ads, and fictional works such as short stories and novels. You can become a freelance writer at almost any age. And there are two kinds of people who usually choose this path: people who know they have good writing skills, and people who wonder if they have what it takes to make it in the world of writing. If you're wondering this, then get out there, put your name out there, and start submitting your work to different markets. There are several keys to becoming a good writer. You need to appear professional when you meet with your editor. Know that you can always improve. And when you're choosing a topic, think of it with a business state of mind. For example, if you're thinking about puppies or vampires, you would probably choose vampires because that is a more popular topic and you will most likely make more money off of it. Your desire to write needs to be stronger than your desire to do anything else, such as become a doctor or a detective. Writers need lots of motivation even when no one else believes in them. They also need to have a lot of self-discipline in order to meet deadlines. It is very helpful if freelance writers have a lot of research books. Some useful ones are 52 Projects, Random Acts of Creativity by Jeffrey Yamaguchi, The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, and On Writing, a memoir of the craft. Most writers write on their own time at either a home office or on the road via internet and a laptop. There are some writers, though, that hold regular business hours so that they can be reached more easily. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, 281,300 jobs in 2008 were held by editors, writers, and authors. 151,700 of those were writers and authors. While becoming an author does not require a lot of schooling, it does require a lot of hard work and effort, motivation, and motivation. So if you think you have even a tiny bit of potential, or even if you just have an idea, write it down. Find somewhere, have someone read it. Don't be discouraged by it if they don't think it's good. Give it to someone else. Just keep giving it to people until you find someone that likes it. And if you get 20 or 30 rejections, try looking over your work and revising it. Probably the best advice I could give to any writer. So, let's go back to the library again. You still have the shelf on the left side, and you still have the shelf on the right side. But this time, we're in a world full of writers. So pick out a book and look at the title. Look at the title and look at the author. Is it your name on there? Or is it your name on there?